why do you hate the sound of your own voice? If you've ever listened to a recording of yourself and thought, do I really sound like that? You're definitely not alone. Almost everyone has this reaction, and surprisingly, there's a scientific explanation for it. When you speak, you hear your own voice in two different ways. First, sound travels through the air into your ears, just like everyone else hears it. But at the same time, the vibrations from your vocal cords travel through the bones of your skull directly to your inner ear. This process is called bone conduction. Bone conduction emphasizes lower frequencies, making your voice sound deeper, richer, and warmer to you than it actually sounds to everyone else. When you listen to a recording, that extra layer disappears. Microphones only capture the sound traveling through the air, so your recorded voice often seems higher pitched, thinner, and less familiar. Here's the interesting part. The recorded version is actually much closer to the voice that everyone else has always heard. The voice inside your head is the one that's been altered. Your brain also plays a major role. For your entire life, it has become accustomed to hearing your voice in a very specific way. When a recording suddenly presents a different version, your brain immediately notices the mismatch, making it feel strange or even uncomfortable. It's similar to seeing yourself in a photograph. You're used to looking at yourself in the mirror, where your reflection is reversed. A photograph shows the version that everyone else sees, and because it's less familiar, it can initially seem unusual. Psychology makes the effect even stronger. People naturally judge themselves more harshly than they judge others. When listening to your own voice, you're likely to notice every pause, every breath, every change in pitch, and every tiny imperfection. Meanwhile, everyone else is simply paying attention to what you're saying. Even professional singers, actors, podcasters, and broadcasters often dislike hearing their own voices at first. The difference is that they listen to recordings so often that their brains gradually adapt. Over time, the recorded voice becomes familiar and the discomfort fades. It's also worth remembering that microphones don't always capture voices perfectly. Different phones, computers, headphones, and recording devices emphasize different frequencies. The room you're in also affects the sound. Recording in a bathroom will sound very different from recording in a bedroom or a professional studio. If you'd like to become more comfortable with your voice, the best approach is simple. Record yourself regularly. Listen without being overly critical. Focus on communicating clearly rather than sounding perfect. With enough exposure, your brain will begin to accept your recorded voice as normal. The next time you hear yourself in a recording and cringe, remember this. There's probably nothing wrong with your voice. You're simply hearing it the same way everyone else has heard it all along. The only person who isn't used to it is you.